Hello, everyone. It's Seb and Ahmed podcast, and today we're going to talk about overcoming procrastination. So, Ahmed, what do you think procrastination is?
Well, the most simple way to say what procrastination is basically avoiding tasks that you should be doing in order to do something which is kind of, you could consider it fun, but it's actually just basically how your brain works. It's dopamine. It's like, let's say, you need to study for something, but you start watching TikTok instead, or you start watching some YouTube videos that are pointless and are not helping you with what you should be doing. It's basically avoiding something because it's hard and choosing to do something easy that doesn't really help you instead.
I agree with you. Same for me is like I've actually I relate to this a lot, which is, for example, like school stuff for me. From education, like there's some just few stuff that they seem too overwhelming. And I kind of like my brain's like, oh, I'll do it later. Don't worry, I'll do it later, and I never do it.
So yeah, putting it off for later is a big problem because when you have something that you need to do right now, it is kind of like making you worry and making you think, okay, I have to do this. And then when you move it towards later into the day, it feels better right now, but you still have this in the back of your mind that you have to still do this thing. And the closer it gets, the more anxious you get about it again. And it becomes there's less time to actually do it. And then you end up not doing it at all. And then you end up, if it was, let's say, studying for a test, you end up failing the test because you just put it off for later on. And then when it actually got later on, you didn't have time to study and you didn't study and you failed the test because you're just putting it for later and you never actually do it. And you don't realize how easy it would have been if you just started. Because things are always easier than you think they are. You think it's going to be so hard to study, it's going to be so difficult. Well, if you just open the book and start reading and start taking notes, you're going to learn. It is not going to be that difficult. And after you finish it, you're going to feel amazing because you have actually done the thing, you have completed the task, and now you have nothing to worry about. And now you're free to do whatever you want. But if you just did whatever you want before studying, then you would always think, okay, I have to study later on, and it would always be in the back of your mind, and you wouldn't do things uh, fully. Like you wouldn't enjoy things that you do fully. Let's say you need to study, but you go out with friends, you put it off. Well, yeah, maybe you're going to enjoy it to some degree, but you're not going to enjoy it fully because you have in the back of your mind, okay, I still need to do this thing. And if you did that thing first and then went out with your friends, or then you did something that is fun for you, whatever it is, you would be able to enjoy the thing way more than otherwise.
I agree a lot. It uh, education when I was small, like when I was a kid, do your homework first, and then go out with your friends, go play football, and like that's what my mom would always do to me, and be like, "But I want to go right now." But whatever, we were kids. Ended up doing my homework first, going out, enjoying it a lot more. But before, when my mom would be like, "Okay, only for 30 minutes though, go," and then come back and do the rest of your homework, and I'll be like, 30 minutes? Oh man, like you cannot enjoy the stuff you want to do after before you do your work. You cannot. You simply cannot because it's in the back of your head. It's drilling into your brain. It's knocking on the door. Hey, bro, you have this task to do. You have this task to do. You have this task to do. You have something to do, and it's there. It's there. It's there. It's there. And then you use like outside factors to like kind of silence it, which is most of the times this. So coming from somebody who relates to this a lot, which is me, which is me. Yeah.
And delaying it doesn't help you in any way. Like it has no benefit, no positive thing comes out of
This
it.
anxiety, man, this overwhelming feeling comes in, and
Yeah,
bro, you start that fucking stressing a lot, man.
you're gonna feel even worse when you delay it because you cannot fully enjoy, as I already said, you cannot fully enjoy the things that you are doing before you have completed the task that you need to complete. And the task that you are thinking about completing is way easier than you imagine it in your mind. It is actually way easier in reality to do. And it is not that like you're not going to die if you do it wrong. It's like, I don't know, whatever it is, if you don't do it perfectly, if you don't do it really well. Like if you need to study for a test and you kind of study but you didn't understand everything.
Ahmed,
Yeah.
you just completely disappeared for like 15 seconds for me. Your camera stopped. I stopped hearing you. I thought you died. I thought your internet died or something.
Okay, we'll start what I was saying from the beginning.
Okay.
And putting it off for later doesn't really have any positives. It doesn't have any benefits because when you put it off for later, as I already said, you're not going to enjoy the things that you're doing in that time fully. It's going to be always in the back of your head, okay, I have to do this later, and you're always going to think about it. And if you just attack the problem and do it right now, you're going to feel way better after you complete it, and it's actually going to be easier to complete it than you thought it would be. Everything is actually easier to do than you think it will be. And you don't even have to do it perfectly. You just have to do it at least good, whatever the task is. If you do it good, it's always better than not doing it, and you always feel way happier than just not doing it and putting it off for later. Putting it off for later will always make you feel bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's just simply nothing else to say.
Mm,
It's just stopping it to the end, push yourself, start doing it. I understand it hurt. It's hard. I understand it's annoying. I know. But once you start, there's this moment where you overcome it, and like during your work when you start doing it, you're like, you know what? Oh, actually, way better than I thought it was. And then once you finish it, you're like, you're there. You're there. You're realizing how much you were like you made a big deal out of it when simply it wasn't such a big deal. And if like the truth is nothing, those type of stuff usually aren't a big deal unless you start and you realize, okay, it's pretty easy. I can do this. It's not impossible. I'm actually doing it right now, so that proves it. So yeah.
mm. Important point to go over is the cost of procrastination and why you shouldn't procrastinate, like all of the bad things that come with it, and then we're going to talk about how much better it's going to be if you don't. So basically, what is happening is, first of all, you are way less productive and you get way less done when you're procrastinating. Procrastinating doesn't even have to be putting something off for later, it can be just not doing anything at all and not having the task to do itself. Because if you have a task and you put it off for later, okay, yeah, that's procrastinating. But if you don't have a task at hand and you are just wasting your time, that's also in a way like procrastinating. It's a very similar thing because the result is pretty much the same. So what happens is you become less productive and you get less things done. You don't really get anything done in the day, you don't really achieve anything in the end of the day, and you don't really get closer to any goal. And when you have tasks that you're putting off for later all the time because you're doing something else, whatever it is, well, then the tasks are going to just pile up and you're going to have too much to do at one point and you're not going to do anything anyway. But if you're just doing the tasks every day, for example, let's give the studying example because this is the most obvious example that we can give. Let's say for 1 month you took, I don't know, 5 lessons in one subject. And each time you didn't study the lesson for that day or for that week, whatever it is. And then at the end of the month, you need to do a test on it. And because you didn't study each of these lessons, now you have to study all 5 in the same time. And it's like this for everything, for every task. When you just put it off for later and later and later and you don't do it, then all of a sudden you have to do all of them at once and then you end up not doing any of them because you didn't just break it down into steps just to learn
Mm-hmm.
little by little, and then at the end you just revise it and you put it all on the test and you get a good mark. But if you're just putting it off till later, at the end of the day what happens is it's all at the same time and you cannot do it all at the same time, so you end up not doing it at all. That's basically what happens when you're putting off things for later.
In a school that I study right now, I think I've mentioned it in a few other I don't know, like last three episodes or something. That I study in adult school, right? And here at the end of the year, we have exam, global exam for each subject. I already passed English, quick, easier, fast, whatever, to get rid of it. That's it. I don't have English. But then, for example, with history and teacher mentioned something really that interested me. So we have a notebook, a workbook, and we do exercises little by little, and they were in their 70% of the whole grade you're gonna get, the whole note, the whole mark. So, and some people don't even come, and he understands them. He's not. He doesn't get bad. We're all adults now. Um, so he's like, for some people it's easier to study like for the whole exam rather than doing little by little. Some people are good at memorizing the whole thing and just writing a whole essay and doing the whole exam. For those people who are naturally gifted with those type of whatever skill to whatever, just memorize and do the exam, good for them. Do that way, whatever. But for most of the people, as I said, most of the people, we do it little by little because that's way more easier. Doing little by little, come to the classes, you listen to the teacher, do little by little, do the homework, give it to him, he checks, and like this all the time.
Yeah, because if you have to learn 10 or 20 or 30 lessons or topics at the same time, like
In one
you're
week
just not
or
going
one
to do it.
month, yeah.
You're just not going to do it. It's going to be too difficult. Like maybe 1% of people can do it, but again, how much time is it going to take you when you do it at once? 10 hours? 12 hours? I don't know. You might do what some people in university do and just drink two coffees and not sleep the whole night and study the whole night, which is again way worse than what you could have done if you just studied every time after the class and then at the end before the exam, maybe 1 week in advance, maybe a few days in advance, you just start revising and seeing the things and do some example tests, to see how you're doing and things like this. But
I
more
think the
on
best way to pass anything is just make a work plan and follow it. And the last, let's say, few days, 4 or 5 a week, if you had a long plan, that okay, I know we will have an exam in a month, so I'll start today. I'll do little by little, and at the end, I'll have 1 week free just to open my notebook for at least 30 minutes. It won't need to be an hour. It'll be 30 minutes. Me just going through it, reading it, and at the end, I'll pass the exam.
and you'll feel so much better the entire time. It will just be
Exactly.
better. And when you're procrastinating, when you're putting things off for later, as I already said, first of all, you're going to feel nervous because you have this thing coming up and you're not doing anything about it. You're going to feel,
It's overwhelming, yeah.
yeah, you're going to feel unprepared because you're obviously not prepared. And when you're unprepared, you're also going to feel low confidence because you don't know anything, you're not ready for it, and it's coming up, and it's going to be, again, as we said, overwhelming, and it is going to be. And also, these things can come from unclear goals, like you don't know what you want to achieve, so you just end up like not doing anything. Set clear goals of what you want to do, set clear plans of how you want to do these things, and it's going to be way easier to not procrastinate, and it's going to be way more clear like what you need to be doing and why you shouldn't be procrastinating.
I used to ignore exams, I'll be like, later I'll study it. And I wouldn't at the end. And instead of me dealing with it face to face, coming and failing like a man, well, I would do it, yes. But sometimes I'll be like, I'll just skip the class. I'll not come to do the exam. That's how much I avoided it. That's how much I ran from the problem rather than dealing with it.
Yeah, and if you dealt with it, you would feel so much better because this way, the
Yes,
entire time what's
exactly.
in your head is this exam. It is all the time in your head, but if you just studied and if you just went and did it, and even if you didn't
It's
study
killing me, man.
perfectly,
It's killing, man.
even if you didn't get a perfect grade, like if you got, I don't know, 70 out of 100 points, that would still be good and it would still be better than putting it off for later and having that anxiety. If you just,
Bro, that's good enough. That's good
yeah,
enough for me.
70, 60, 50, whatever, like just, there's bad moves, let's go it this way. There's bad moves, good moves, and best moves. As long as you're not doing bad moves and you're doing good and best, or if you're doing only good, you're still making way more progress than most people. Because most people do
They go the
bad
other way.
moves all the time. They just do bad moves all the time. If you just don't make bad moves, if you just do good things, not perfect things, not the best things, if you just do good things, you'll be ahead of most people and you'll be doing pretty well.
Also, once you do that one bad move, it's gonna start a whole just domino effect of those bad moves. One will lead to another one. The other one will lead to more, and this doubles and triples and quadruples. Each time. So you
But
think, oh, that's one time doing a bad move won't affect or do anything. Oh, it's gonna start a whole, you know, a whole thing.
but the same is true for good moves. Once you start doing good things one by one, it's going to be easier to do good things, and you're going to just automatically start doing more good things. And once you're doing so many good things, you're going to also start doing the best things because it became too easy to do the good things. So now you want to do the best things, and you start doing the best things, and this is how you progress. That's how
You
you
gotta,
improve all the time.
you gotta this, you gotta switch it.
Yes. And now, after talking so much about what procrastination is and why it's bad, let's talk about how to actually, remove procrastination from yourself. So the first very important thing is going to be identifying your patterns. What do you skip the most? Is the first important thing that you have to ask yourself. What are you running away from the most? Are you because it could be a million things. It could be studying. We were giving a lot of examples with studying because this is the most obvious thing. But
The most common.
yeah, the most common and the most easy to imagine as an example. But you could be also skipping something. You could be skipping the gym. Let's say you procrastinate, you don't go to the gym because you think it's hard or whatever, or you're just lazy. You don't do what you're supposed to do. Like let's say some kind of let's say if you have a YouTube channel, you're just not uploading to the YouTube channel because I don't know, you're being lazy or something. Or if you have some kind of a thing that you want to start, let's say you want to start dropshipping or something, but you're putting it off for maybe next Monday, maybe next week, maybe after 2 days, maybe after 3 days, and you're just putting it off the whole time. So identify what the thing is that you put off the most, and after you realize what you're putting off the most, you need to realize what you're distracting yourself with to put it off. And what you need to do is eliminate the thing that you're distracting yourself with and attack the actual thing that you want to do, and you'll see how much better you feel.
Just start. Don't be scared. When you have to dive in. Go like swim up on the other side.
Absolutely. Identify what you're running away from and attack the thing, and you're going to see how much better you feel. And again, ask yourself what you're distracting yourself with. Are you laying on your bed watching TikTok? Are you watching stupid YouTube videos? What are you doing? And the moment you identify that, just make sure you cannot do that anymore. Make it so hard to lose that it's just the default thing to win. So basically, make it so hard for you to procrastinate that it is easier to just go to the gym. So delete your TikTok. I don't know. Like on YouTube, if you're watching YouTube videos, I don't know. You could delete your YouTube, I guess. But for most people, it's not going to be that. For most people, it's going to be like TikTok, or it's going to be, I don't know. What do even people procrastinate with nowadays? I don't even know because I haven't done it for a long time. Like most of the time, if I'm procrastinating, it would be because of, I don't know, uh, watching something which is kind of good, but there's a better thing to do. So I don't really do the best thing that I can be doing. I just do a alright thing, how we talked about the most bad
Mm-hmm.
move. And I'm somewhere in between bad move and good move when I'm procrastinating. But most people would be on the bad move. But in general, whatever it is, even if it's playing video games, okay. I know that you might not want to do this, but delete the video game that's wasting your time, because realistically, what is the video game doing for you other than wasting your time? Just think about it logically. The video game, what is it doing other than wasting your time and getting you away from your goals? You want to go to the gym, but you're not going to the gym, for example, because you're playing a video game. Or delete the video game because you already know it's going to be better if you go to the gym than if you play a video game. So just, take the logical action. Delete this video game because this video game is the thing that is stopping you from actually achieving what you want to achieve. And think about this as well. You're not achieving what you actually want to achieve because you're doing a bad thing that you know is a bad thing and you shouldn't be doing. How does it make any sense?
Because they don't. It's hard for them to give it up.
It's hard to give it up. Yes, I understand that. And everything is going to be hard. And if it wasn't hard, it wouldn't be valued. If everyone was
Exactly.
walking around with $1 million, nobody would care if you had $1 million. If
Because it's
everyone,
easy to get.
yeah, because everyone has it. If everyone had a, I don't know,
Six pack.
a six pack, then nobody would care about me having a six pack. It would be like, okay, yeah, you have a six pack, but so do 4 billion other people. So, like, who cares? You know? So, to get out of the distractions that most people are in and to be exceptional, it is going to be difficult, of course, because it is an exception. Most people are not going to be exceptional because it is an exception. It is the top 10%, top 5%, top 1% of anything. And you have to start somewhere. I understand it is going to be hard to put off things completely. So that's why you have to start somewhere and you have to break down tasks. And this is something that Seb knows a lot about, breaking down things. So try to explain it for us.
Basically, let's say you have this goal that you procrastinate on, procrastinate
Procrastinating.
a lot. There we go. Procrastinate a lot. For example, I relate to this a lot. That's why, as Ahmed told me to speak on this. When you procrastinate a lot on a task you need to do, Ahmed exactly knows in which task I'm talking about. For example,
Yeah.
um, think of what you need to do in order to start doing the task. First of all, is you and opening up a book, for example, and reading it, or it's you dressing up and going to the gym, for example. Think about what you need to do this task. For example, I'll take as an example the video that Ahmed told me to watch. What does it take me to do it? Open the video and watch it and apply it. That's it. You need to break down these steps to understand it's easy to do. And once you understand, okay, it's actually pretty easy to do, it doesn't seem that much overwhelming. Yes, it does at the same time. I understand. Yes, you're like, okay, I imagined it. Okay, I understand it. It's not that hard anymore. But you need to push yourself to do it, right? So think about it. If you wouldn't be doing it, what would you be doing it? Like, sorry, what would you be doing instead of, doing that thing right now? Would you be laying in your bed watching Instagram Reels or, I don't know, something else? Probably. Would you be just, I don't know, go play video games or watch something, something all right move, but not the best move, right? So instead, that gives you more anxiety that you're not doing anything. Remember, procrastinating. You're living it for, you're living it for. So that's giving you anxiety, that giving you uh, just anxious thoughts, overwhelming. It pushes you, it's beating you up mentally, and that's not healthy, first of all, because it puts you in a bad place. It will make you more lazy, and that laziness will affect everything around you. It will affect not just this task that you're leaving on for later. This laziness will affect every other task that you're currently doing or you want to start doing as well. So you break it down, my friend. You break it down into a plan. You get your phone, you open Note, and you do this system. You do, well, you can guys see I'm full of it already. This is like day one of me trying to do stuff, taking it off, Then, for example, wish list. Me, I'm a person who like sometimes get allowances and I don't really spend my much on it. Like I spend it on useless things, right? And I want something, right? And I'm leaving it for later. So instead, I use my notes. So for example, me, something that helps me is listening to music with a lot of things. It's like a tool I use to be a little bit more productive, right? For example, during the run, I listen to music that pushes me forward. I use it as a tool. I don't get addicted to it. So I enjoy it. I feel like I need it as a tool. It's useful. So instead of me wasting my money and, for example, buying lunch, I could prepare lunch and we save money. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm acting on it. So I was like, okay, I need this. so I need to save up money. Instead, I need to cut something out that I shouldn't be wasting my money on, right? So instead of me buying lunch, I'll prepare lunch, and this way I'll save up money. Boom, little by little, putting into money in there. So for example, for me, I want YouTube Premium, right? Boom, 2 euros 83 cents saved up as much and out of as much as possible. And this I have here on my widget on my homepage of my phone. So and here I have as well like Bible, and here I have my balance on how much I spent. So I always make sure that when I'm procrastinating, the signs are in front of my face. I make sure it overwhelms me a little bit more, so it pushes me to do it. I don't know how to put it, like I let it get to me, so I'll start doing it. So
Yeah.
break it down, make a plan, start working by the plan, and achieve the goal.
Yeah, when you put it into small things that are way easier to do, it's going to be way easier to start. Like for example, about going to the gym. Well, can you not put your shoes on? Like, are you so lazy that you cannot put shoes on, first of all? Then after that, after you have put in these shoes on, are you so lazy that you are not able to walk to the gym? And after you walk into the gym, you just start lifting weights and doing a workout. And whatever you do, no matter how bad of a workout it is still a good move instead of a bad move. It is still something good that you did. And the more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. And soon it's going to become like a 10 out of 10 workout almost every day, let's say. The more times you do it, the easier it's going to become and the better it's going to become. And something you can do is when you're making habits like this is the 2-minute rule that we have also like talked a little bit before as well, which is basically when you're trying to build a habit, do something in the beginning of the habit that takes 2 minutes. If you want to start reading books, okay, you don't need to read 100 pages today, you need to just read one page. And if you read one page, what is going to most likely happen is you want to read a few more. You don't want to just stop at one, you want to read a few more pages. And if you just don't want to read any more pages, you at least read one page, and it was at least a good move instead of a bad move, and at least you did something, and you kept this habit in place in your brain. Okay, at this time I'm reading. Doesn't matter that it was only one page, because if you read one page every day, it is still better than not reading any pages every day. And the thing is, you're not going to be just reading one page every day, you're going to be reading more pages as the days go on, because reading one page is going to start being too easy and you want to do something more, you want to do something more
Mm-hmm.
difficult, and you start reading more pages. So basically that's the 2-minute rule. And also another way of applying the 2-minute rule is if there is a task in front of you that takes less than 2 minutes, just do it. If it's responding to some message, somebody messaged you, respond right now. It takes less than 2 minutes to respond to a message. It probably takes 1 minute. So respond right now as soon as you see it. Whatever it is, if it takes less than 2 minutes, just do it now, don't put it off for later, and you're going to also build momentum and feel way better.
For example, for me, I wanted to start running for a long time. Ahmed knows. I'll be like, bro, I'm gonna wake up at 7 a.m. I'm gonna go for a run. Do it little by little, I suggest. Don't do it like me, a stupid guy. I haven't gone for a good run for like maybe a year. And the day before yesterday, I decided to go for a 10-kilometer run like a stupid guy. So instead of doing too much in one day, uh, which will probably be too much, but at least I did something.
So, you said you did too much at once, and it's going to be hard to keep up the habit like this. So, what you do next time is you apply the 2-minute rule, and the only thing that you do is you put on your shoes, your running shoes, and then we'll see, like, do you want to run or not? And try to run, I don't know, 1 kilometer, and then come back home. Like, it doesn't matter.
Too
Just
easy.
do
Too
something.
easy.
If it's too easy, then go for more. But then make sure that also next day you're not dead, so you can still do something next day. You know. But no matter how much you do and how dead you are at least going to be able to put on your running shoes. At least that. At
Man,
least the
when I
beginning
started
of the
running,
habit.
yeah, at least put on the running shoes. And then once you're in the running shoes, we're like, well, I already have like them on. I might as well go for a run, you know?
Yeah.
Like it activates the whole next thing, and that thing thing leads to the next thing, you know. And where I'm going with this is when I went for a run, um, uh, I told you in the call when I was on a run, I looked at the lighthouse and I was like, what if I keep going little by little, you know, like, and I break it down, you know. So first I was like, okay, what if I reach, let's say, for me, like it's like destination. For me, I was like, oh, what if I reach the destination? For me, it would be a really good achievement for like at the start, right? And once I started running, I was like, okay, wow. Like I went on and I didn't expect that I could do this much. Honestly, I thought I was gonna die after like 1.5 kilometers of running consistently, you know? Like without stopping. I thought I was gonna die, bro. Like genuinely, I thought I was gonna just die. But in that one go, I ran 4.5 kilometers. So not just reaching the destination I wanted, I was like, okay, I'll keep going. Let's see what happens. So I wanted to reach the lighthouse, which is literally at the end of wherever, you know. You saw it on the map. I've sent you the screenshots. It's
Mm.
literally in the end. So I was like, what if I reach it, you know? And I thought, how would I feel if I would be on top there at the lighthouse, looking at the whole place where I live and imagining, wow, I really did conquer today's run. I really did conquer like the not even expectation. Like I didn't expect to run this much. I just like, what if I reach it, and how would I feel of accomplishing it? And when I did run up there, when I did record this video from, and I rewatched it, and I was like, man, I'm just sitting there, I'm looking, I'm enjoying this view, and I'm like, man, it was so worth it. So like, when you're procrastinating, no, put your running shoes, just zoom out, man. Just go run, man. It's amazing. And this is like, before I didn't used to understand like people who run. I did understand them like not fully, you know, until you experience it. Exactly. You know, you can understand the theory, but not until you experience it yourself.
Yeah.
Someone who is my mother who runs a lot, I didn't really understand like how it felt, even when she told me, even though she told me how it felt, you know, and I somewhat understood because I might have ran before with her sometimes. But now that I went for a proper run and I accomplished what I wanted, even more than I wanted, achieved more than expected, it's just you have to start, and you don't know, you know, like we talked about this in the last episode that we recorded in the 16th. You don't know if you're gonna do better. What if you will? So start and you'll see, you know. I never thought I would go above the destination I should have, or above the my expectations. I didn't think I would go above 2 kilometers for sure running consistently, but I did more than double of that. So until you start, you'll never know. And instead of staying home and regretting it and feel like, "Oh, I'll do it some other day, it's okay." No, you'll achieve more. And I'll give you guys such a perfect example. I kept on leaving it for a little bit more. Ahmed knows I wanted to go for a run way before that few days. And I didn't. But yet, the 2 days ago, I did. So I started, I accomplished more than I should have. More than I imagined I could, than I expected. I did way better than my goal or the vision of me doing it would be. And it was the best thing ever. Now I'm addicted. I'm not gonna stop doing that.
Yeah, exactly. And now moving into some things of again how to beat procrastination and actually start being more productive. The first important thing about this, or first thing that you can do about this, is to work in intervals. So what this basically means is making the time which you need to use for work or studying or whatever it is in intervals. So let's say you're going to work for 25 minutes and after that you're going to take 5 minutes break or 10 minutes break. And you can change up the times. It doesn't have to be exactly that. It can be 30 minutes work, 10 minutes break, or 30 minutes work, 5 minutes break, 1 hour work, 10 minutes break. It can be however you want to set it up. But set it up in a way where it's like once you do this, it's going to be much easier. You start, let's say, studying and you put a timer on your phone for 25 minutes. The first thing is you're going to study way more in these 25 minutes than if you would just not put the timer on and just start studying just like that. Because we have a time in 25 minutes, I have to study something. Okay, so let me just start studying now and not waste my time. And once you look at the time, you're gonna be like, okay, there's 15 minutes left, I need to keep reading. And then once the time finishes, you're gonna reach a point and you're gonna be like, okay, I studied so much for these 25 minutes. Okay, let me take 5 minutes rest. And maybe, get a snack or something, eat something, drink a bit of water. And then after 5 minutes, continue and study more for the 25 next minutes. And you're going to find that you did so much and you learned so much in these 55 minutes that you used if we include the break, or if you are doing work in that time, you got so much work done because when you look at the timer, okay, there are this minutes left, I need to keep working, I need to keep doing this, and you're going to get so much done. It's going to be way more than you expect to get done.
Yep, I agree. It's like this thing, like when you put a timer, it's like, oh, running is, like time is running, so you make sure you do it. I don't know. It's like a mental thing. It's a mental thing. It's playing with you. So yes, I agree. Putting a timer on helps.
Yeah, it helps for sure.
Even when the break is, so you don't go over the time limit of the break and be like, oh, a little bit more. I'll chill a little bit more.
Yeah,
I need one more minute. And instead of five, it's six. Even that one extra second, it breaks this mental thingy, and now you get more lazy, and it's gonna be hard getting back into it. So even when you're break, put the 5 minute break. Sorry, 5 minute timer.
yeah. Something else that can help you a lot is to schedule times for specific tasks. And it's going to help you with not knowing what to do in the moment. You can make a timetable for yourself, like at what times do you do what things, and it's going to help you with, first of all, not knowing what to do. Like you're just sitting there and wondering, well, what can I do? I'm so bored, I don't know what to do. And you look at your timetable and you say, okay, I need to be doing this at this time. Okay, so just start doing it. And what else it can help you with is not slacking off basically, because let's say if you need to go to the gym at 5, well then when it's 5 and you are doing something else, I don't know, just watching something on YouTube, you're gonna be like, okay, it's 5, I need to be in the gym now. So you just go to the gym because that's what your timetable says and you need to be there. So you just go and do what the timetable says. It's going to be again something like thing that pushes you to do something that you don't want to do or that you don't feel like doing, is going to push you to do the thing because you set this thing for yourself. You set that time for this specific task, so you need to go now and do that task.
Exactly. And if you don't do it, your whole system collapses because you didn't do that one task. So make sure you do it. And once you do it, you're gonna be like, okay, I'm on track, and that motivates you even more. It's this mental thing. You can play around with your brains and you see what works for you. Just keep doing that. Keep going, keep going. What works for you, just keep doing it.
Yeah, and on that mental topic and brain topic as well, if you prioritize what is important and you do that first, it's going to feel much better for the entire day and it's going to give you like this thing where the most difficult thing and the most important thing is done first. So now it's not going to be so hard to go through the day and you already start with big momentum through the day. It's like when you have dominoes, let's say, and there's one big domino in the beginning, you just push it and it's going to push 10 other dominoes at once. Like if you imagine, falling on top of the other ones and just pushing them all off and, starting the chain reaction, just pushing you through the day. If you do the most difficult thing first, it's going to be way easier to go through the whole day and it's going to make it, it's going to give you more momentum to go through the day. And in order to do things more easily, you need to also eliminate distractions. Like as I already mentioned about eliminating distractions, it's not going to feel good right now to eliminate them, but if you just eliminate them now and not have them anymore, it's going to be so much better for you in the future and it's going to be way more difficult to lose. Make it so easy to win that, it's just winning is the default condition. Make it so difficult to lose that you just never lose. If you, for example, to give an easy example of how this works is, if you don't have bad food in your house and you only have healthy food in your house, there's no way to eat bad. Like you're always going to eat healthy. If you don't have bad food and you only have good food, you're always going to eat healthy. So if you have a clean workspace, it's only your computer, a clean desk, no trash around, clean room, it's going to be way easier to just work instead of doing stupid things. And if you put your phone on focus mode, and you don't get any notifications, you don't get any calls, and just put the phone with the display down so you don't look at your phone, is going to make it so much more difficult to lose and so much more easy to win, that winning is going to be the default condition and losing is going to be something that is hard to happen.
So, yeah.
It's more
So
difficult.
something new to you.
It's more difficult to lose than it is easy to win.
Exactly.
So into the next point, which is something incredibly important, and once you start doing it, it completely changes everything, and it is building momentum. Once you start building momentum, it completely changes everything. You have to start with small things, and when you start with these small things, it's going to be easier to do the small things, and then it's going to be, you want to do bigger things, and it gets easy to do the bigger things, then you do the biggest things, and it gets even easier, and it's just this huge domino effect and this huge momentum thing where you're going downhill and you're going on your bike, and in the beginning of the downhill you're going a bit slowly, but then as the hill goes more down, you're starting to go faster, and then you just cannot stop. That's how building momentum works. And what you need to do in order to start building momentum is start with easy things, with cleaning up your room, for example, like removing any trashes on the ground. It takes less than 2 minutes, as we talked about. Taking the trash out will take less than 2 minutes. Removing the useless things from your desk will take less than 2 minutes. You know, just do small things in the beginning, and it's going to build that momentum that you need, and then start doing bigger things. And as you do the bigger things, it's going to become even easier to do other things, and just gives you this momentum, and you just don't stop. Like, you get back from school, you go to the gym, you study, and it gives you so much momentum, and then you do the work that you wanted to do. I don't know, to start the dropshipping thing, to start something that you wanted to do, to start a YouTube channel, to start, I don't know, doing something on social media. When you start with things that you do that build momentum, it is much easier to keep doing things and just keep the momentum. But don't stop with the momentum. Like, don't just miss a day just because it's going to kill all of your momentum. It's going to be more difficult to start. So just stick through with it. Just keep up the momentum.
One little thing to another. That leads to bigger. This leads to even more bigger. Just think about it, Start now. We'll give you guys an example with our podcast, for example. We didn't know with what to start. We just knew we wanted to do something, and what we wanted to do was like Ahmed suggested podcast, or and I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. And now we're just here recording episode 17 for you guys, and it has been 3 months. Once you start and you build this thing up, and if you're lucky enough to have someone by your side on this journey with you, it will be impossible to stop. If I would be alone, if I would be doing this alone, I would have stopped probably a long time ago. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Probably would have stopped a long time ago. But because I have this guy on the side here,
Yes, on that side.
because I have this guy on the side with me on this journey, it's impossible to stop. Simply impossible. Like, I don't see a world where I'm like, yeah, no way I would stop. No way. No way I can stop with this guy when this guy's pushing me, bro. Like, are we recording? Recording? Yes, yes. Are we gonna be on time this time? I'll be like, oh man, hold on, I need to wash my hair. Okay, then I'll go take a shower quickly. It's fine, 30 minutes, but we're still here doing it. And it is way better than we were 2 weeks ago when we would upload one episode and we would have to wait 7 days or 8 days or whatever. And now we're recording at least consistently 2 times a week minimum, if not three.
Yeah. And the other thing is, like, I'm not this robot that feels like just doing work all the time. I also don't want to do it. I do it because of you. Because, like,
Exactly.
to be honest, some days I just couldn't be bothered. Like, for example, there was a day where we were supposed to record, and there's a Formula One race, and I want to watch it, but like we have to record now. And I do it because of you. I don't do it because I want to. I do it because we need
We
to,
cannot
and because
we
of you.
cannot let each other
Yeah.
down. Yeah.
Even if both of us don't want it, we do it because of each other, because you think the other person wants it. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you even have to pretend that you want it so that the other person thinks that you want it and he does it because of you. Like, that's how it works sometimes.
You pretend like, yes, I'm here, you should show interest, but obviously we do not want to do it sometimes. Obviously we do not. I want to go and, I don't know, watch a movie or something. I want to go out and go for a walk. I don't know. Even though still that thing is good, but instead of doing all right thing, you should be doing the good thing.
Yes.
Exactly. We never want to do this almost. Like earlier I was like, yeah, we should. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Like, imagine how good it would be if we record at least 2 times this week. Well, it would be so much good better.
But also, while we're doing it, like right now, is it hard? It's what we're doing
No,
right now. No, starting is hard. And when you start, it gets easier.
exactly.
Starting is always the hardest thing. So if you push yourself to start, it's going to just be easy after that.
And it, yeah, we can apply this to anything. Going gym, and not like this thing, where you get yourself up and you go to gym. You're like, oh, this was easy to do. We're talking about the whole journey. When you're starting something, just starting to do something like going to gym, you're overwhelmed. There will be so many people. What if they watch and you're doing a bad technique and you don't know what to do? There's so much things overwhelming. You're stressing. There's so much things into it and you don't know where to start. Yes, of course, it's gonna be hard to start. So don't think about it. First, come and start doing something. And when you will make a mistake, somebody will notice, they'll come up and they'll give you feedback. Don't take it as an insult. Allow outside factors to help you learn. Let yourself learn. And this is how we started our podcast. We didn't know anything. This guy knew how to record, but it was so different. And he had to relearn, Ahmed had to relearn how to properly record in terms of podcasting. How to address in a different way, how to speak in a different way, what to do in a different way. Preparing topic is a little bit different than preparing something else, a little bit. Two different approaches, but still the same thing, which is preparing topic, researching on it, and obviously not, talking about it and giving your own input into it. Obviously there's so much thing comes to podcasting, and we're improving literally by every episode, because we're seeing, okay, what works, what doesn't work. We're not just uploading and we're not looking at something. We realize that inviting people onto our podcast obviously helps for the channel to grow. Obviously we knew it would be that way. Once we invited my older brother and Ava onto our podcast, no wonder that was the only episode that literally got 60 views in one day, in 24 hours. Or in total, the only video that went above 100 views. No wonder. I'm not surprised. We knew that. So we allow ourselves to start something, and obviously it's hard to start. We're like, oh man, we need to be uploading 3 times a week. We need to be learning all of this stuff. We need to be learning how to edit, how to do this thing, how to do that thing, and all the time management schedule, how we're gonna keep up all. See how much I'm making it like stressful, like sound and look stressful. But
Yeah.
no, we're like, we know what kind of to do. Like we knew how to approach it. So we broke it into small things. Okay, first we're gonna create a channel. We're gonna see what we want to do, what type of thing we want to record. Okay, then we're gonna look into it. Okay, let's start to record. Let's see what we can do. Introduction, little by little, and after 3 months, we're here recording the episode 17 for you guys. And looking back 3 months before, like 3 months ago, the day we decided to open up a podcast, I cannot imagine I would like if I would show how much progress we did and show it to us in the past, right? Imagine how overwhelming it would look to us back then. Like all of this in 3 months?
Yeah. And also, it's like once you start, you think of so many things like this is gonna be so difficult to do, that's gonna be so difficult. How am I going to do this? How am I going to think of so many topics? But what happens is as you go on the way, you find ways to do it and you find how it can become easier. You find tools that you can use, you find things that you can use, you find ways to make it easier. And in the beginning, you're going to think about it's going to be so hard, but you're going to figure it out as you go. Like there is basically no way you don't figure it out as you go. Once you start and once you face the challenges, like don't worry about it now. What you can worry about now is making the Gmail, making the channel, making the logo, making the background. That's what you can do now. Don't worry about how you're going to think of topics
Think
after
of
you do
the
10
name
episodes.
for the
Because, for example, in the
podcast.
beginning, you think about, okay, after we do 10 episodes, how am I going to think of more topics? Like, how am I going to think of more topics? You haven't done one episode. Start with one episode. Do the second episode, the third, and then you're going to see on the way how you can progress and how you can improve the things. You're going to learn how to deal with the challenges that will come. Don't worry about the challenges that will come in the future. Worry about what you can do right now. And when it comes time to solve the problems and when it comes time to face the challenges, you're going to know way more and it's going to be way easier for you to face the challenges and go through them.
Exactly.
And this is also something that helped me personally a lot. It is something that I heard from a guy, Hassan Haider. Amazing, amazing value that he gives. He has very little subscribers, very little followers, but he gives so much value, except on Twitter. On Twitter, he has like over 100k. But something that I learned from him, which is incredibly important, is do more, think less. This is something that he says all the time. Do more, think less. And I couldn't just explain how much this helps you. Just when you think of doing something, for example, when you think of tweeting something, just do it. Don't think about it too much, just do it. When you think of recording a YouTube video, just start recording the YouTube video. Don't think about it too much. When you think of going to the gym, just go to the gym. Don't think about it too much. And you're going to make mistakes, but you're at least acting quickly. And the more quickly you make the mistakes in the beginning, the more quickly you're going to learn the lessons and the less you're going to make mistakes in the future. So you just need to start quickly, start with momentum, and starting is the hardest thing. So if you start quickly, you're going to go through the hard thing, faster, and then it's going to just get easier and it's going to build you the momentum that you need in order to succeed. So do more, think less. Don't overthink things. Just start doing, because action solves problems. Sitting here and thinking about, okay, what do we record about? How are we going to go into this topic? Aren't there that many things to think about? Well, just go,
Just man, hit the record button and just start
yeah,
yapping, man.
just start recording and you're going to figure it out on the way, because raw action solves the problem. The problem is, I don't know if this episode is going to be good. Which one is going to make the episode? Sitting here and thinking about, is the episode going to be good or not, or starting to record the episode? Which one solves the problem? The action, not the sitting and thinking. The action solves the problem, and it is always like that. For the
And
studying
what
as
was I
well.
saying? Once you start, you never know. Will it be good or will it be bad? Same thing.
Exactly. And also for the studying, like uh, when you need to study, you're going to be thinking, oh, I need to study, this topic is going to be so difficult. The problem is studying, right? Sitting here and thinking about how hard it is not going to study for you.
It's gonna
Actually
make you even more
studying,
anxious, man.
yeah, actually going and attacking and doing the action is the thing that is going to solve the problem. Action solves problems, not just sitting and thinking about the problem. Action for solving the problem fixes the problem. Okay, so let's think about some quick mindset shifts that can help you with avoiding procrastination, being more productive. Like, for example, when you think, I have to go to the gym, I have to work on this, I have to do this hard thing, switch it to, I choose to go to the gym right now because this is the best thing that I can do right now. I
Mm.
choose to work on my dropshipping store because this is what is going to make me money. I get to go to the gym because there are people who cannot go to the gym. I get to go to the gym because I have the money to pay for the membership. I get to work on this dropshipping store because I have the privilege of having a computer and having internet and being able to get money. I get to work on this and I get to, in some time, earn money from this. So, I have the opportunity right now. I don't have to do it. I have the opportunity to do something which is going to help me. When you think of, I have to go to the gym. No, I choose to go to the gym because it's the best move that I can make.
Man, this was a good one. Bars.
This can really help you. Just change about how you think about things, because what did we say in the previous episode? Perception is reality. How you see things is what actually happens. So if you think about it, this way, it's going to be much easier. Like, I choose to go to the gym because it's the best move. Like, think of, I have to go to the gym, and I choose to go to the gym because it's the best move I can do. Like, it just makes you think about it completely differently, right? It just completely changes how you think about it. Something else that can help your mindset is also visualizing success. This this can be done in two ways. It can be either visualizing how you feel after you complete the task, how Seb talked about the running, and he was thinking, okay, think about how I will feel when I reach the lighthouse. You know, how much better I will feel when I'm there. Or you could think about it longer in terms of this. Like, for example, when I go and I train boxing in the gym, you know, by myself, I think, okay, think of me in 5 years, how good I will be. And in 5 years, I'll probably take some kind of amateur or professional fight. Like, it's for sure. In a few years, I'm 1,000% sure that I'll have either some amateur or professional fight. Put this on the record, write this down somewhere, clip this, bookmark it. I don't know, save it in some folder. I don't care. I am 1,000% going to have either an amateur fight or a professional fight in the next few years, in the next 5 years, in the next 6 years. Write it down, save it somewhere, put it somewhere, I don't care. It is going to happen. Okay, visualize success. Another ways you can
Exactly.
other ways you can visualize success. Also, like after we become successful with this podcast, like let's say we look at what things we can have, we look at where we could live, we look at what car we can buy and things like this. And when you do that, we look at what watches we can buy, replace this watch with a better watch. We look at things like this, and this makes your mindset feel better and makes you just feel happier, doesn't it?
Bro, it literally, you know what it does? It I view it a little bit differently, but it literally takes the Bible and says, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," and casts out all the bad negative thoughts out of it. But literally, that's what it does. It pushes all those negative thoughts away, because those negative thoughts is you overthinking. They don't exist. It's all in your mind, bro. It's you being delusional. All you have to do is fucking, sorry for swearing. Boop, open up a laptop, put it up, join on a call with you. We have the topics done. That's it. Record, hit the button, bro. Let's go. No need to overthink. Okay, this is
Yeah.
not working. This is this. Man, you know what? Yes, it's good to analyze and watch and feedback, whatever. Obviously, yes, it's good to talk about it and try new things. Obviously, because that's what makes you better, right? Analysis. You watch back and you see what you can improve on. But at the same time, with the stocks we have before starting the episode, remember, like all the time we join and we have like 15 minutes we talk about, right? Or we review and we talk, or like, oh, maybe we could do this instead of this or whatever, right? So instead of doing that most of the times, let's hit the record button and doing that after. Think
Mm-hmm.
about it. It would change so much. Instead of
Mm-hmm.
doing it before, not knowing what will be the result of it, instead of getting in a call, obviously, once you're ready, outside factors, all of that stuff
Yeah.
away. Once you're ready, hit the record button. Let's not think of a topic. Okay, we have the topic here. Read it out. Okay, seems good to me. That's it. Boom. Hit the record. Once we're done recording, once it's up on the channel, now we're gonna watch it, and they're gonna be like, see, we should have done this here. Because now we can actually see how the result is. Now we see how it interacts with the viewers, all of the other factors, and other stuff. And obviously, doing the analysis after, not before, because you don't know what you'll be doing analysis on. You don't have anything to work with. Forget about that. Start recording, finish recording. Once it's up, done. Watch it, review, feedback, analysis, speak to your partner, see what you can do and find the middle ground, work on it, improve, record next time, and then you have a beauty out of shit. Sorry. But yeah.
Yeah, like basically think about it in this way as well. When you're about to watch a football game and there are 10 minutes until the football game starts. Aren't they going to say, okay, I think this is going to happen? Like the commentators say, okay, I think he's going to pass the ball this way. I think when they start, they're going to do this. No, they don't say that. They say that after the game. They watch the game, they see, they analyze, and then after the game, they're like, okay, this guy was doing this guy performed really well. They don't analyze before the game because it's like stupid. What are you analyzing before the game? You can give predictions, but
Predictions, yes.
yeah, but predictions for what we're going to do in the episode is useless. Why would we predict? Okay, I think when we start talking about mindset, we're going to use this example. No, just fucking go and do it. And after that, realize, okay, we should have said it in a bit more of a different way. We should have started off better. This is how we start off better next time. And you fix the mistakes for next time. You analyze after you did the thing. Just like the people on TV analyze the football game after the game is finished. How do you analyze the game before it has started? You don't. The game has not started, the thing has not happened, so you cannot analyze it. Just
Yes,
reflect after.
exactly.
Do it now and reflect after. Fix the mistakes, and that's how you're going to get better and progress incredibly much. And something, uh, two very short and quick things. Managing self-talk, like don't think about bad things, don't, think.
Oh my god, this is yes, yes, continue.
Don't think about the bad things that are going to happen. Don't think about, you know, the difficulties. Think about the good things that are going to happen. Think about the easy things. Think about, okay, we are going to record a
Think
podcast
of
now.
what can happen.
Yes. Think of what can happen. What are the good things that can happen? Don't think of all the bad things. It could happen that we start recording and the electricity goes out and the recording is lost. That could happen. But why would I think about it? Let's think about, okay, what if this is the best episode that we have yet and gets more views than any other episodes? Why don't you think about that instead? Because that is going to make it way easier to start, you control what you think. So think good things, don't think bad things. Like if you're in control of it, like for example, you're in control of something that gives you feelings. I'm going to just make it give you bad feelings instead of making it give you good feelings.
Of
So
course.
either make your thoughts give you bad feelings instead of making your thoughts give good feelings and make it easier to start. It just makes sense. And also, another important thing is to acknowledge your progress because it's going to make you, again, feel more motivated. Like when you look at the progress that you have made, for example, you have been going to the gym for 3 months, and you look at yourself, how much you have changed, how much your body has changed, how much progress you've made, or you start a podcast, and then after 3 months, you see how much better you have gotten compared to the first episode, or
Oh man.
you start running and the first day you run 1 kilometer and in 3 months you check, okay, now I'm running 5 kilometers easily. Back then I ran 1 kilometer and I almost died. Like it just makes you acknowledge that you're getting better and it makes you want to keep progressing even more.
You just need to start and you'll see. That's it. So I can like don't think of yourself bad as well. Like a lot of people, how to put this, is the way they speak, and that really bothers me a lot when I speak to certain people that I'm around with. Some people be like, "Oh man, I can't be bothered. Like, I just want to kill myself right now." They don't actually mean it, but the words that comes out of your mouth, like, man, I felt bad even saying those words right now. That's how much I felt it. I didn't want to say it. I regret saying it right now, but I had to because guys to show you like the example. But when certain things come out of your mouth, you don't really bother or care, but you need to because your body doesn't recognize if it's a joke or not. You do, yes, your brain, but your body doesn't. Like it accepts everything what you speak as a fact. Literally, what Bruce Lee said. Literally, the most disciplined guy on earth ever to exist, probably. Bruce Lee. I mean, the David Goggins, Bruce Lee. You can compare those. Probably still gonna go with Bruce Lee because that guy just something else as well. So, like, the things you speak, the negative thoughts of, oh, what if it won't work out? Forget about that. Also, think of yourself because you're the one doing it. If you fix yourself, that also will fix. Because if you fix yourself, you're gonna be better, and you're gonna be doing that thing in a better state of yours, if you know what I mean. So, like, watch your mouth, watch your language, and just it helps a lot mentally. To me, it does at least. I don't know to other people, but when other people swear and they cuss and they say bad words, I'm one of them. Yes, sometimes slips, But I watch my mouth a lot. And if you guys try to watch our episodes, you will see 100% that I swear a lot less than Ahmed. That's a fact. That is a fact. And Ahmed, I've told you before, I think you should, relax with swearing. I even showed you a video and a guide, like on, not improve your speech, not in terms of like what words you're saying, but in terms of like the speech in general, because, we're hosts, we're speaking a lot. We need to improve on that, obviously. And in my opinion, swearing just shows on how much you're not professional about the things we do. In my opinion, at least. Yes, some like one in there, like it can slip out in a moment, like if it's funny, it can fit in. Yes, I understand. But see, guys, we're recording and we're giving each other feedback. This is how it's supposed to be when you're working with a partner during something, even publicly speaking about it. See, if I'm doing something wrong, I'm not gonna be mad at Ahmed speaking it out publicly on me. Yes, like certain things we should keep in private, show the best of us, work on it, keep it out. But I'm showing us we're not perfect. This is the example I'm trying to make. We're not perfect and we need to work on it. But when you're speaking about yourself, never say like, oh man, like feel so bad. You will feel bad if you're gonna say it. Of
Yeah,
course you're gonna feel bad.
yeah,
No wonder you're gonna feel bad. If you go like, oh man, this is so depressive. It will be depressive if you say it will. If you say it is.
yeah,
I feel like killing myself. Of course, you're probably gonna in future feel more like killing yourself because you're saying it.
yeah.
So
It's
do not say those certain things. People don't understand how much it affects them until they're in a situation. You'll be like, well, kind of too late.
yeah,
But obviously, it's never too late. But guys, please watch your mouth and the stuff you say about yourself and other people, because with this mouth, you praise God, you speak about your family and your loved ones. Watch what things come out of your mouth. I hate when people don't think it that way. I do not like it. Before, I didn't care if I used to cuss. This was me 3 months ago. I didn't give a single, uh, thing about it. I didn't care. But now, I care because I know how much it affects. I see the result of me not doing it, and I see how much it helps me. It changes the way I think. Literally changes the way I think.
yeah,
It's crazy. So until you understand and you see the result of it, you're never gonna think differently. So open up to it. Try.
yeah. It's again how you talk to yourself. Like as we said, reforming. Like I have to do. I choose to, for example, like I have
Yes,
to go to
exactly.
the gym. I choose to go to the gym because it's the best move. I have to work on my dropshipping store. I have to make the website. No, I choose to do it because this is the best thing that I can do. This is the best move. So something else that will help you a lot. Accountability. We already mentioned this actually, but still. Sharing your goals with a friend and keep each other accountable on these goals. Like when you check each other, like have you been working on this goal? Have you been uploading to your YouTube channel? Like have you been, tweeting? Have you been I don't know, whatever you're doing, have you been working on your dropshipping store? Have you been going to the gym? Have you
Have you
been
been
doing
running?
this?
I don't know, anything.
Yeah,
Have you been reading the Bible or the Quran
yeah.
or the Torah, whatever?
And you're checking on each other, and this way the next day the person is actually going to do the things because he's going to be like, oh, this guy at the end of the day he's going to ask me like, did I do it? And then if I have to say no, I didn't do it, then he's going to feel bad.
Yeah.
So I have to do it because he will ask me if I did it, and it's going to make it easier. And again, as we're doing it for the podcast, like uh, I have to do it because of him. Like I don't want to do it, but I'll do it because of him. Like if you say to a friend that you live in the same city with, tomorrow we're going to go to the gym at 4 o'clock, let's say. Even if you don't want to go, you go because of him. Because he's gonna be there and
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna be waiting for you. You go because of each other. If you both don't want to go, you still go because of each other. That's how much it can help you.
Exactly. You need to be responsible for the stuff you say. You need to take actions. You need to understand. And sometimes I even do that. I tell people I'm gonna start doing something, and I know I won't start doing something if I just, like, just think about it. But I tell a person I'm doing something, and next time he asks me about it, I'm gonna feel bad. Say like, I'm like, not make excuses, but like, if I start, like, if I inform Ahmed about something I'm gonna be start doing, next time he asks me about it, because I know he will, and if I'm not doing it, I'm gonna feel bad. And I'm gonna be like, oh man, what if he thinks bad of me? What if he will think I'm lazy or not disciplined enough? Stuff like this. It will put a bad image on me, and that matters a lot.
But if you do it and I ask you if you did it and you say, yes, I did it, here it is, think of how that will make you feel. It will make you feel amazing, right?
Exactly.
That's the difference. And also another thing to keep yourself accountable is to make a checklist. We have talked about it many times. Like make a checklist of
Mm-hmm.
the things that you want to do today, and at the end of the day, look at the checklist and look, I didn't do these things, and then think, why didn't I do these things? What can I do tomorrow in order to do these things? And tomorrow you're going to be more likely to do these things because it's going to be easier. Because so why you didn't do them, and at the end of the day you feel like, man, I should have done these things, but I didn't. And then tomorrow you're going to do them because okay, if I do all the things, I'm going to feel so much better at the end of the day. And it's going to be such a good feeling. So you're going to start getting addicted to doing all the things on your checklist. You're going to get addicted to being productive and checking off boxes in the checklist of tasks.
And about the checklist, when you're doing the to-do list during the day, if you end up doing all of them, good job. But at the same time, most of the things, like, if it's not hard to do, it's not valuable. So if there will be moments where you're like, I haven't done this on a checklist, then you're doing something right. It's because that one thing is probably hard for you to do. It's like you're lazy to do it. So you're on the right track as well. Because if you have a lot of things on the list and you've done all of them, they're probably too easy to do. They're not as important. They don't take much to do it. And for everybody in the world, there's few things 100% they can put on their list right now every day to do that they're gonna struggle to do, and probably at the end of the day they might not do it. So if your list doesn't look like that, your list during like to-do list can be very short. It can be 5, 6 things during the day. And if they're valuable, you could probably have like 2 or 3 out of 6 of those things done, probably. Or if you realize you need to do them and you've done all 6 and they're very valuable, good job, man. Properly. Like, good. Keep going. But, it's not the quantity, it's the quality.
Yeah, how good you did it as well. Because like, if you just go to the gym and you have a bad workout, I mean, it's
Just
still
to do the checklist, yeah.
yeah. Like if it's just a bad workout, like you didn't really make that much progress. If you just actually go and be focused and actually put in the work, then this check is going to matter way more at the end of the day, and you are going to feel way better about it because you're not bullshitting yourself. You're actually for real doing the thing that you're supposed to be doing, and you're doing it well, and it's going to make you feel better about it. But
Exactly.
yeah, we've talked about pretty much anything. So just to close the stuff, start taking action immediately. This is the most important thing to take away from this. Start taking action immediately. Use the interval working with the working and then a break, or start using the 2-minute rule as well. Just do something right now because this is what is going to build momentum for you. And then what you can also do is if you make any progress on this, or if you have made any progress, recently, maybe from watching the podcast, you can just contact us on any social media. You can write to us. You can write to us here in the comments. You can, DM us on Twitter. Both of our Twitters will be in description of the episode. So you can just DM us there and, share your progress with us so we know what is helping the people and we know what we can change, what we can improve, and how we can help the people even more. And it's also going to make us feel like, okay, this podcast actually matters, so we're going to keep doing it. But
If there is any, like, yeah, go on.
no, you said.
So if there's any, like, things you struggle with and you feel like asking more input on it, like, because we resonate a lot on it, we relate a lot to it as well. So if you guys like ask questions in chat, see what you're struggling with, like if you need help, but most of the times it's mostly reminding rather than figuring out something new. It's like you probably already knew all of this stuff. We're just reminding you here to, start doing something. But as well, we're teaching you what is procrastination, blah blah blah, other stuff, discipline, etc. doing checklists. They're introducing a lot more. So if you have anything that you would be interested in knowing, go ahead and contact us. Like it's all in, like, just drop the comment down below and we're gonna reply to it.
Yeah. People need to be reminded way more than they need to be taught. I said this many
Exactly.
times. But
This is what I was gonna try to say, but yeah.
yeah, I mean, that was pretty much it. We talked about everything that we needed to talk. If you need to watch the episode again, watch it again, because it's a really important episode about how to stop procrastinating and how to become more productive. So, if this episode helped you, if you enjoyed this episode, if you learned anything new, if it reminded you something, because you need to be reminded more than you need to be taught, then make sure to, leave a like and subscribe to our channel to not miss out on any upcoming episodes.
And if you're always delaying and putting up that one task I know you're thinking about for later, just close the video and apply right now. Just do it.
Thank you
Start.
for watching.